Broadcasts of HIKI NŌ are made possible by the support of viewers like you. Mahalo. And by Bank of Hawaii Foundation, investing in Hawaii's future by promoting collaboration, critical thinking, and other 21st century skills through HIKI NŌ. Kamehameha Schools, empowering Hawaiian keiki to explore, discover, and inspire. ABC Stores, a local company helping to transform education and develop Hawaii's workforce through bold learning initiatives like HIKI NŌ.
Aloha, I'm Kehaulani Inkalama from Kalaheo High School in Wimmera, Oahu.
And I'm Jasmine Valoria from Waena Intermediate School in Kahului, Maui.
Welcome to this special 2019 Winter Challenge edition of HIKI NŌ.
In early February of this year, Kehaulani and I were among the many HIKI NŌ students who participated in the 2019 HIKI NŌ Winter Challenge.
The 12 middle schools and 9 high schools that entered the competition had to complete a HIKI NŌ story based on a theme that was not revealed to them until the start of the competition.
The theme, as it turned out, was a Hawaiian value, kuleana. The word kuleana has many meanings. It can be translated as right, privilege, or concern.
But the definition of kuleana that the HIKI NŌ editorial board wanted us to focus on was responsibility.
As we students grow and learn in our journey to adulthood, taking responsibility for the things that are dear to us becomes more and more important.
Taking this abstract concept and turning it into a concrete, real-world story was extremely challenging, and we only had 4 days. 4 days to come up with a story idea, then shoot it, write it, and edit it. Students are usually given about 2 months to create a HIKI NŌ story.
All entries were judged by members of the HIKI NŌ editorial board. The judges scored each entry based on the following criteria. How well did the story capture the essence of the assigned theme?
How well did the entry fulfill the HIKI NŌ Story Criteria? The criteria used throughout the school year to determine which stories are approved to air on HIKI NŌ.
And finally, how much did production values, the quality of cinematography, editing, and sound, contribute to the overall effectiveness of the story?
From the numeric scores based on these criteria, the judges were able to determine 3rd place, 2nd place, and 1st place finishers in 2 separate divisions, middle school and high school. An honorable mention was awarded if the judges felt that a story which did not place 3rd, 2nd, or 1st deserved special recognition.
And the judges felt that way about the entry by Kamehameha School's Maui Middle School. So, it has been awarded an honorable mention. Congratulations! As the prize, Kamehameha School's Maui Middle School will receive $100 in production equipment for their media program. Here is their interpretation of the Hawaiian value, kuleana, responsibility.
There's a Hawaiian saying, "E malama ike kuleana," which means to take care of your responsibility. Though it may be raining, this story is definitely a bright one. I'd love to introduce you to a man from Wailuku, Maui, who displays his kuleana through his passion for serving his community.
My name is Corey Lehano. I am a pharmacist and owner of Mauliola Pharmacy.
Even as a youngster, Corey Lehano knew his goal in life would be to help people.
There are some people that don't have a listening ear. They could be sick, they could be well, they could be fine. Regardless of that, I think it's my kuleana, or my responsibility to advocate for them. A lot of different healthcare professionals, they find happiness in serving. And for me, I also find that happiness.
With dreams of helping people being first and foremost, fate dealt Mr. Lehano a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
I was blessed with the opportunity to be granted the Native Hawaiian Health Scholarship. That scholarship allowed me to attend school, attend pharmacy school specifically. Without it, I don't think I would have been able to afford pharmacy school.
With this educational opportunity complete, Mr. Lehano knew his true calling was to help the Native Hawaiian people.
What I feel is my duty and my job now is to restore that relationship of patient to pharmacist. And what better way to do it than to connect culturally.
Though he continues to work to advance the Native Hawaiian people's health, Mr. Lehano admits changing mindset of healthcare is not easy.
I would say majority of the people nowadays don't even know the name of their pharmacist. Whereas before, in past days, people would come, would talk story with their pharmacist, would always, take the time to get to know them.
Mr. Lejano understands that working closely with the Hawaiian community is the best way to make them feel more comfortable getting the help they need. So,
in collaboration with HIKI NŌ we have a lot of really good projects that hopefully will bring not only an increase of health, but also happiness to the community. I believe that my kuleana is to serve and to help people in any way that I can. As a native Hawaiian, I believe that my kuleana is to return back everything that has been given to me.
through his undying commitment to helping sustain the native Hawaiian people, Mr. Lejano shows that kuleana not only means responsibility, but also its other meaning, privilege. This is Keolani Warner from Kamehameha Schools Maui Middle for HIKI NŌ.
All right, you have a great day.
And now, the third place award in the 2019 HIKI NŌ Winter Challenge Middle School Division goes to Volcano School of Arts and Sciences on Hawaii Island. Congratulations! As their prize, they will receive $200 in production equipment for their media program. Here's their take on kuleana.
Volcano School volunteers are helping to conserve Kauā, a beach close to Punaluu Beach and Golf Course, on the southern side of the Big Island in Ka'u. We, along with many other schools, have put countless hours into this process and have changed the environment considerably.
I would say if I had to say one word, it would be aloha. We're just one in the long line of stewards who've come before and who are going to follow after us, carrying that kuleana on. I started working with the people in Namamo Koa when I was 7. Started forming relationships with them. I started working at Koa in 2017, but I onboarded as the executive director in January 2018. So I've been an official part of the organization for a year. My main responsibility at Koa is to make sure everyone that comes down there practices kapu aloha, or sacred love. If everyone's treating each other with respect, meaning they're loving themselves down there, they're loving each other, and they're loving the space, then we're doing our job.
Helping out at Kauā is good for all of my students because in the process of cutting invasive haulikoa and crispusberry and pulling out weeds and planting native plants, moving the rocks, helping with beach erosion. Those of our students who've been there 2 years now, they can see the difference from the first time when it was overgrown and the rocks were all over the place. Our students have worked hard at Kauā. Yeah. They will tell you themselves that when they go back there, they go now and they see, this is what I did. My biggest responsibility at Kauā is making sure the students are exposed to a vahipana, a sacred place. When the students are sitting quietly by themselves along the ocean, looking up at the mountains, looking at the clouds, looking at the ground, just being grounded, I know I can last another week till we go back to Kauā.
This is Travis Wood from Volcano School of Arts and Sciences for HIKI NŌ.
That was the third place awardee in the middle school division. Now, let's check out the third place finisher in the high school division. That honor goes to HP Baldwin High School on Maui. Congratulations! Their media program will receive $200 in production equipment. Let's see how they embody the Hawaiian value of kuleana, responsibility.
You can take a drab, dark, ugly wall and you can turn it into a work of art.
In the town of Wailuku on the island of Maui, murals were painted as part of the Pangea Seed Seawalls program.
Pangea Seed Foundation is an international nonprofit organization that utilizes science, education, and as we like to call it, artivism, which is a combination of art and activism, to give a voice for our oceans. It's a program that utilizes public art to address pressing ocean environmental issues in cities, villages, and towns around the world. We chose to bring Seawalls Artists for Oceans to Wailuku specifically due to a collaboration that we had with a local Maui artist.
I am the local project director here for Seawalls Maui. There was a big void and huge gap for public art here, and it's something that's not normal on Maui. So I wanted to use art as the catalyst to bring awareness, to educate, to create that dialogue in the community on the island. I see the island as ever so changing through our resources, you know, from the Ahupua'a system, Mauka to Makai, mountains to the sea. You know, I see the changings of the river, that our impact as humans on our environment, and that was important for me.
Through their art, Pangea Seed Seawall artists hope to speak for the oceans and spread their important messages.
It's mana'o, but, you know, not just information, not just ahupua'a, not just ocean conservation. We have kuleana here. Kuleana is everyone's responsibility. We should all respect what's giving us life, what's giving us food, what's giving us home, shelter, air, water, you know. It's respecting nature and respecting the spirit of all around.
Seawalls Maui, it promotes education and awareness for ocean environmental issues. For the audience, their kuleana should be to embrace public art that speaks for a positive message, but also keep the dialogue going, sharing it with others, and then ultimately taking action upon it. Whether it be every time you go to the beach, pick up some trash that you see. A single piece, you know, a single bag filled with trash will help major, it'll help so much, you know.
So yeah, I feel it was my kuleana to bring these messages to the communities around the world in ways that are inspiring, and I feel public art is that perfect platform. And most of us are disconnected from the oceans. These are situations that are happening on our watch, so it is our kuleana, our responsibility to step up and try to protect what needs to be protected. It starts with you. Be the change you want to see in the world. If it's not there, create it. You know, be the change the world desperately needs.
This is Serene Morales from Henry Perrine Baldwin High School for HIKI NŌ.
And now, the second place 2019 HIKI NŌ Winter Challenge Middle School Division winner is Eva Makai Middle School on Oahu. Their media program will receive $300 worth of production equipment. Congratulations! Let's take a look at their interpretation of kuleana.
Mahealani Sims Toba is the founder of Brave Hawaii. The name Brave stands for Be Respectful and Value Everyone. It is a local nonprofit organization that strives to raise awareness about bullying. It does so by speaking out to schools and hosting events that spread Mahealani's message and promote values, respect, and kindness.
My name is Mahealani Sims Toba. I am the founder and CEO of Brave Hawaii. I started Brave Hawaii in 2013 when I was bullied in the 5th grade. I wanted to show my peers that I wanted to enter in a pageant, and I thought, you know, they're gonna love it because they've also been in pageants. And then I was told, oh, but you're not pretty enough to be in a pageant. You're not smart enough. You're too fat. You're not gonna win. And at that point, I knew that this really hurts. These are words that hurt other people too. So I wanted to be kind of a light for someone. I wanted to be there to share my story and encourage others to share theirs as well. I believe everyone does take a part in being kind to one another, whether it's children, adults, teachers, parents. Everyone plays a role in building respect for others, whether it's a teacher being nice to a student or a student being nice to a teacher. If you know, it's the golden rule, treat others the way you want to be treated. Brave Hawaii does a lot of things. We are able to go out into all of the schools here in the state of Hawaii, and we do assemblies for all grades, all students. We teach about anti-bullying, we teach about making the right choices, setting achievable goals, and we also talk about how important it is to love the environment that you're in and the dangers of drug and alcohol abuse. I believe our responsibility is to touch the lives of other people, but more importantly, it's to educate others. In our society, it's a lot about leading by example and following the people that you look up to. And if we are able to create these amazing leaders who can share the right message and share their story and encourage others to do the same thing, I believe that Brave Hawaii as a foundation has done their job in society. Us as children, we can practice the golden rule. We can treat others the way that we want to be treated. If someone is out there saying a mean thing to us, we don't have to be mean back. You know, like they say, kill them with kindness. While you don't want to necessarily like hurt somebody, you can, you know, say a nice thing about them instead. That way they're like, oh, what? That's not what I was expecting, you know what I mean? Like, we can always treat others with respect, always, you know, have the mindset that no matter what anyone says to me, I have to be nice to someone. I have to show them respect, because in the long run, I will get respect back from those people.
This is Ryan Lagrimas from Eva Makai Middle School for HIKI NŌ.
That story took second place in the middle school division. The second place finisher in the high school division is Maui High School in Kahului. Congratulations! Maui High will receive $300 worth of production equipment for their media program. Let's see what story they chose to tell about the Hawaiian value of kuleana.
My father taught kuleana, responsibility. He also said, life prepares us for death.
For 100 years, Hollywood has been telling our stories, and they've been getting them wrong. We're entering a very important period in which filmmakers in Hawaii are beginning to tell their stories, our way, from our perspective. And the world does want to hear from us.
And our voice was heard through the award-winning motion picture Kuleana. Kohn wrote, produced, and directed this feature film after he returned to Maui after years on the mainland.
It was the desire to tell story, and as I continue to work on the project Kuleana, I really realized it was one of my kuleanas to pursue this particular project.
After the fifth draft, the story wrote itself.
The characters begin to speak, and if you're responsible, you listen and react.
Yesterday, Yahtzee, his wife's dead.
And so in my case, the story emerged as kuleana.
But he soon realized Kuleana was not only going to be the title of his film.
I believe that when you're working with stories of any kind, it's really important to get it right. You only have one shot. So I think there's a great responsibility. There is a kuleana for filmmakers of Hawaii to do the very best. This shot right here, we got rejected. That's a new shot. The motion picture industry in Hawaii is extremely important. We're a storytelling culture, and if we get left behind, our stories will continue to be told by others.
Kohn also believes it is important to keep Hawaii's story completely local.
Beyond just having an all-Hawaii cast, and primarily crew, only 3 people who worked on kuleana were not from Hawaii. It's our kuleana to invest in one another, and when we have an opportunity to work with people in Hawaii, we absolutely need to do that.
Kohn's next role is to teach the importance of storytelling to the future filmmakers. He is currently serving as the Creative Media Program Coordinator for the University of Hawaii's Maui campus Creative Media Program.
I see our industry here growing. I think it's growing from the inside out. It's really time for the people of Hawaii to tell our stories our way, and I feel like that's happening. And that's particularly exciting to me. It's been a dream.
This is Christine Alonso from Maui High School for HIKI NŌ.
And now, the first place 2019 HIKI NŌ Winter Challenge Middle School Division winner is Maui Waena Intermediate School in Kahului. They will be receiving $500 in production equipment for their media program. Congratulations, Jasmine. I know you're part of that amazing Winter Challenge team.
Thank you, Kehalani. This is a tremendous honor for me, my Winter Challenge teammates at Maui Waena Intermediate School, and our teacher, Miss Jennifer Suzuki. Here's our story on kuleana.
Some people leave like $1, $2, you know, like we interchange.
5 years ago, when we started Maui Fresh Streetery, we really wanted to be part of our community. And we didn't want to be just another fly-by-night food truck. And to do that, we started something called our Aloha Tip Jar. It's a little jar that sits out in front of our truck. And when people like our service or like our food, they can leave a tip in the jar. But instead of keeping that tips at the end of the month, we donate them to different nonprofits here on Maui, whether it be families in need, Children Fighting Cancer, community clubs and organizations.
Although the Aloha tip jar does support the community, it finally found a challenge that change couldn't conquer.
When the government shut down the later part of last year, we thought, how can we help these people that weren't going to be getting their paychecks? And the problem was too big for our tip jar, meaning we couldn't collect enough tips to give to all of the different workers. And so we thought, how can we help everybody that's affected? And so I had seen something called Pay It Forward, and how it works is we have a board and we put up the very first 5 meals. We offered 5 meals to any federal worker that was not getting a paycheck, and they could come in and take a tag off the board and redeem it for a free meal. 3 to 4 week period.
Yeah, 4 bowls, yeah.
When the shutdown was occurring, we had over 500 meals donated. I think we've fed almost 450, if not more, federal workers and families in need.
Chef Kyle and his food truck were guided by more than just the desire to help the community. He was driven by his kuleana.
To have someone think about us, especially during these kind of trying times, is really, really thoughtful and appreciative.
Kuleana is an interesting word. We oftentimes refer to it as our responsibility. Being a small business owner here in Maui County, it's our responsibility to take care of our community, our ohanas, our families.
Not only do these actions benefit the community, they build community.
All of the things that we do to give back to our community, whether it be through our Aloha tip jar or our Pay It Forward board, are very rewarding for me because it gives me a sense of belonging to our community.
This is Holden Suzuki from Maui Waena Intermediate School for HIKI NŌ.
And now, the first place 2019 HIKI NŌ Winter Challenge Award in the high school division goes to Kalaheo High School in Windward, Oahu. Kalaheo's media program will be receiving $500 in production equipment for their prize. Congratulations, Kehaulani. I know you were a part of that awesome Winter Challenge team.
Thank you, Jasmine. This is indeed a proud moment for me, my Winter Challenge teammates at Kalaheo High School, and our teacher, Miss Kathy Shigimura. Here's how we approach the theme of kuleana, taking responsibility.
Recent events shed light on the importance of safe driving and how to take responsibility of yourself and other passengers when behind the wheel and on the street. The state of Hawaii is no stranger to the consequences of irresponsible driving, with a rate of close to 10,000 serious car accidents annually. Drivers need to be responsible because the choices they make on the road can influence and impact not just themselves, but those around them. One aspect of irresponsible driving is driving under the influence, which can dangerously put the lives of other people at risk.
Kaka'ako, it brought back memories for myself and my wife, because we know exactly what these people are going through right now. The initial shock, the unbelief, don't want to believe that it happened. So for when we saw that, our hearts, it just brought us to back the day that it happened for myself and my wife. Kamalani is my third youngest daughter, biological daughter. She was someone that you would love to hang out with, that you would love to be around with.
She was an amazing child, very easygoing, very smart. She was a 4-star gold dolphin at Kainalu Elementary in 6th grade, and she was in her 8th grade final year when the accident happened.
Well, I'd like to go back 6 years ago. My life had changed drastically. On May 5th, 2013, my daughter was killed. Kamalani was killed in a car accident, drunk driver. She was with her friend and her friend's father. On the way home from Waikiki, they got into the accident up in the Pali.
According to the Department of Transportation, in 2017, more than half of drivers involved in fatal crashes in Hawaii had tested positive for alcohol and/or drugs, accounting for 73 deaths.
All it takes is one time to just destroy someone's life. It's still affecting us in our lives today. It's never going to go away.
When getting behind the wheel, it becomes your kuleana to remain focused and clear-headed. Making the conscious choice to not get behind the wheel when intoxicated can ultimately save lives. To avoid drunk driving, you can call for a ride from a friend or from a driving service, take responsibility, and drive safely. This is Sora Chang from Kalaheo High School for HIKI NŌ.
Thank you for joining us on this special 2019 Winter Challenge edition of HIKI NŌ.
We hope you've enjoyed watching these unique perspectives on the Hawaiian value of kuleana, responsibility, as much as we've enjoyed sharing them with you.
Congratulations to all of the winning teams and to all of the students who participated in this truly challenging competition. What you've accomplished is absolutely amazing.
And more proof the Hawaii students, HIKI NŌ,
can do.
Broadcasts of HIKI NŌ are made possible by the support of viewers like you. Mahalo. And by Bank of Hawaii Foundation, investing in Hawaii's future by promoting collaboration, critical thinking, and other 21st century skills through HIKI NŌ. Kamehameha Schools, empowering Hawaiian keiki to explore, discover, and inspire. ABC Stores, a local company helping to transform education and develop Hawaii's workforce through bold learning initiatives like HIKI NŌ.